Yo, what is going on, guys? Bex here, and today we are going to be talking about roster mania, something that has been going on and becoming insane in the Call of Duty community so far. So we're going to jump right into it. Um, I first want to talk about some of the free agents that have announced that they're going to be free agents, and some big names come up like Nameless, Parasite, JCap, Apathy John, because Envy just dropped their entire roster except for Slasher. He's the only one stuck on the team. Or not stuck. He's the only one still on the team. He wants to be there. But jumping into that Envy lineup, everything that's rumored around and is most likely going to happen is going to be the Slasher, Hook, Temp, and Classics. They're going to be the Envy team. This seems likely because Hook wants to come back to Call of Duty. He just turned 18. And he went to Halo and dominated Halo, so he's a very talented player when it comes to any FPS shooter game. And Temp and Classics, it's a pretty young gun team. The only problem with this team that is coming up is Hook is kind of unproven. He's only had one game that he's played. Slasher has come up and made a name for himself in the Jetpack games as well as Temp. And Classics has been good all around for a while now, so they look pretty good. But jumping back, we have Jacob, Apathy, and John, Nameless, and Parasite as like big, real pro player caliber free agents, and they could go anywhere. Um, this video, I'm not going to focus so much on the free agent aspect of this because there's so many free agents who aren't who were pros, who are either former pros or who are analysts or coming back or coaches or people from teams that are just like being dropped or whatever. So I'm gonna dedicate a whole video to that, throwing those all together. But from this, a big story coming out is Embo's tweeting that he wants to be a free agent, he wants to come back, as well as things hinting towards a nade shot comeback, which I don't see likely personally. I think he's doing way too well on YouTube. He's killing it in LA. He's killing it on YouTube. I don't think he would be willing to risk all that to come back and compete in Call of Duty. He has true success just right in front of him in YouTube. Another huge thing that's going on is the Halo players actually want to switch over to Call of Duty. So that's like the top pros, like the really elite players in Halo want to come over, as well as semi-pros and top AMs. They really want to come over because Halo prize pools, they're not really matching the COD level of prize pools, as well as the structure of how it's given out. I don't follow Halo that closely, so I know that the structure is different, and as far as I've heard, the structure is different, and they just aren't huge fans of it. I guess. So them Halo players have done this before, where they came over to COD, and some of them made it, but I don't think any of them really stayed. I think they all ended up going back to Halo. But this year, I think, is going to be different just because of the massive free agent pool and the massive just roster meeting that's going on right now. It's something that is going to shake up a ton of rosters and open up a bunch of spots for players. So that's more free agents who haven't been around, really, I guess, is Fears and Legal. They could come back. Fears dominated in AW. I watched a lot of Fears in AW. He was really good at Uplink. I remember that. He was pretty good at Slayer, Heavy Slayer. Legal, I remember from way back in the day. I don't think he really even competed in the Jetpack CODs. So again, a boots on the ground player coming back because it goes back to boots on the ground. And lastly, the analysis desk, the analyst, who, the players who are on the desk now, Teep, Merc, Proofy. Proofy, I think, actually announced that he's going to be a free agent, so he is going to try and make a team or do something. You could see Proofy and Embos and maybe an Optic Nation come back out. You never know. But the analysts have really kind of made their decision clear. Teep and Merc really that they don't have an interest in coming back and competing, so I don't see them wanting to do anything like that. That's about the tip of the iceberg for ROSTERMANIA right now, just kind of breaking it down a little bit for the overview. I'm going to go more in depth in my next video, breaking down the full list of free agents and, seeing what kind of pool of players that we're dealing with out there and that the skill pool and everything, and seeing what kind of teams could be formed and what kind of teams might be announced within the next few days. So, guys, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, love, and support. Really helps the channel grow, and I'll see you guys in my next video.